Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we wonder how this craziness of being full-time bourbon people happened to Steve and Becca. My name is Miss Becca Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Justine Mays, Jeff Andreezy, and Matt Modica.
Hey gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hey there.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, so we're going to be talking today about just the crazy story that is. I mean, if you go back to when Becca and I met, she was single, in her 20s, living in North Dakota. I was working a corporate job in my late 40s, I guess. I guess early 50s, whatever. And you know, trying to do a little bourbon side hustle thing, so doing some podcasting and stuff like that. And then things changed for both of us. She ends up in Kentucky and married to a guy who owns a distillery, and I end up getting forced out of my corporate job and getting into bourbon full time and the whole thing. And it's this crazy thing where we've been through a lot, and there's sometimes it's just like we have each other. So that's a pretty wild thing that these big changes that have happened to us, and these are big changes. I mean, Becca moving across the country, me losing my job again. Let's not forget, I didn't quit that corporate job; I lost it, and I did know Becca at that time. So yeah, we'll talk about the craziness of what we do and our friendship and all that kind of stuff. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, we're going to go to the small talk, which is something I bought off of Amazon. It's a box of, I assume it's a game. I never read instructions on how you would do it or anything. We just use it for small talk. We don't have one, so we don't have one on here. So this is a quick one. It may lead to us doing more than one, but it's do you prefer sweet or savory snacks? So just in general, you can like both, but if you had to pick one or the other as your favorite, what would it be? What would be you would reach for first typically? Not that you never steer vary from that, but what do you think?
I would go for savory.
Savory, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm savory. It might be salty popcorn. It might be some mixed nuts. It might be
Beef jerky.
A blend that has a little bit of chocolate in it. But I think the savory is first. I think I've said on the show before, my gas station stop is a bag of those salty Munchos, the light and airy chips. That's all savory.
Oh yeah. Well, I was inspired. The next time after you did that show, I got a bag of those. That was like the only time I got it in like forever, and then I haven't had one since. Yeah, it was good.
Salty goodness.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna just throw my hat in what the other two have already said. Savory. I would be more of a savory. Not that I don't like sweets, and particularly in the right situation, a great dessert. Something sweet is awesome, but I would be more of the savory. So yeah.
Beef jerky.
Yeah, beef jerky for sure. That's a favorite. Matt, how about you?
Definitely savory is what I go for. But I'll tell you what, we had just a family get together yesterday, and we had these cupcakes that honestly we just got them from Walmart, and they were like so good.
Really?
Sometimes it's just one of those, like, if you have a really good sweet thing, but not too sweet. I'm not like crazy candy,
Right,
sour,
right.
sweet stuff, but like something like a cake with some really good icing. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, all right.
When you do the frosting, are you that light whip stuff, or do you
Oh
like
God,
the
no.
thick?
God, no. No, it's got to be the thick, horrible stuff for you.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I like the whipped cream frosting, so
Oh, it's an
yeah,
abomination.
so great. No, because it's consistent. Your buttercream frosting is going to be up and down. There's some really bad ones, and there's
Agree.
some really good ones.
Agree. Yeah.
Whereas the whipped cream, I think, is consistent. But that's just me. So yeah, yeah. But at its best, I'll agree with Matt. If he finds a great buttercream frosting, then that's actually better. But I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of that stuff just to me just tastes like sugar. Like it's like kind of just sweet to be sweet.
And
I
that's
don't
what
like
drives
that.
a guy to the savory snacks instead, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Becca, how about you? So everybody so far said savory's the favorite, but what about you?
I'm sitting here eating gummy worms, actually.
Okay, so
But
What's the
it's just
THC content?
zero. There is zero.
okay,
These are just regular Publix gummy worms. These are not THC
okay.
infused. I I've had a sweet tooth lately, but I do enjoy savory items more.
Yeah.
But lately I've had just a insane sweet tooth. I don't really know what like kicked it off, but I've just been like on a candy kick and I can't get off it. I don't know what's going on, but usually I'm like all savory all the time. But
Okay.
Are you having any hot flashes at the same time?
that could be it. I may be going through menopause or something
Oh,
like that. I
jeez.
don't know. But
Oh, jeez. I'm going to dovetail off the first question and just ask everybody again. This is not meant to be an extended, long conversation. It's meant to be just an answer. What if you go to your favorite restaurant, and you have room for dessert? And I get it. Most of the time when we're going to restaurants, the factor that ends up stopping us from getting dessert is there's no room for it. But if you did have room, what would be the ideal thing you would like to see on the dessert menu that would be like, yes, I'm excited about this. That's what I want to order.
Carrot cake.
Carrot cake. Okay, see, that's a good answer. It's just what you want. That's what you like, what you want. All
Carrot
right.
cake with the cream cheese frosting. Oh my gosh! And
Okay.
I do love a good carrot cake.
Okay. Okay.
carrot cake down here in Key West.
No, it's not really a thing down there. Maybe you could
There's
find it
a
somewhere. I don't remember
there,
ever seeing it.
so there's a restaurant at Lake of the Ozarks. It's called Baxter's, and they have a dessert that it's just a really good gooey butter cake, but
Okay.
they put on top of it it's a la mode, and they put like a cinnamon flavored ice cream on
Okay.
top with caramel and chocolate
Yes.
sauce, and
That's
it is like the most rich, worst
it's
thing for
very
you, but it's
very
incredible.
specific. Very specific.
Very good, very good.
If you just had to say a general one that you could find at multiple restaurants, what would that be then? Because again, that's a specific. You got to go to that restaurant to
Yeah,
get it. That might be the best one that's out there. What would you be something you come
I'll say
into
like a
Kentucky to see Becca and you go to a restaurant, you're like, I hope they got this on the menu. This is what I want. So more along the lines of that.
I'd say probably like a brownie sundae of some sort.
Okay, brownie sundae. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough. How about you,
on a
Becca?
little thickness there.
Um, I do always like just a good solid cheesecake, and like I'm not
Okay,
talking about one that has like a whole bunch of like weird shit in it or on
right.
top of it. Like just an actual good
New York
cheesecake.
style cheesecake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a good cheesecake, and then if there is some sort of like sauce on it, like I want it to be like a fresh like a fresh one,
Do
like
you
they made it there or
for
something
your
like that.
cheesecake? Do you prefer the ones that are a little fluffier or the ones that are very dense?
Dense.
Dense. Okay. All
More of
right.
a dense cheesecake kind of
Yeah.
person.
If
Um, it's just better, I think.
if I had my choice for a dessert, to me the go-to is creme brulee. If the creme brulee is on the menu,
Always
I'm
creme brulee
happy.
too.
I love creme brulee.
I love a
Yeah,
good creme brulee.
Yeah.
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 In reality, when the artist and I are out, we will try to share a dessert, and I tend to the fruit topping stuff, and she tends to the chocolate. So I'll usually cave and just go with some of the whatever she wants. But creme brulee, we'll usually get our own when it comes to that.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. That's a good one.
Now, if there's
Yeah.
like a good creme brulee, I'd never had a chocolate creme brulee before. I had one of those not too long ago.
Yeah.
That was good, but I like just a regular creme brulee. It's just like it's just I don't. It's just good.
It finishes off a meal. It's not over. it's not over the top like, oh, you're stuffed, or sometimes those can be so decadent. You're like, after eating a meal, you're like, oh God,
Oh, no
I ate
doubt.
too much. But a creme brulee doesn't feel like it ever gets you to that
That's
place.
one small enough. Typically, you don't share it, and
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, the artist has been experimenting at home and making some creme brulee, so that's been fun.
Okay.
Hmm.
The warden makes a great creme brulee, but for some reason she doesn't think she does a good job and doesn't make it. Only once a year because the kid and I, who both love creme brulee, demand that she makes it on one of our holiday celebration nights. So then she does. But and they're awesome. But if you ask her if she makes a good creme brulee, she'll say no. But she actually makes a great one. Justine, do you like creme brulee?
Yeah, I actually had it for the first time
Oh, okay.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What?
It's
The first time?
First
a couple
time.
weeks ago?
I think so.
Really?
Well, wait, maybe the second time. Did we have it? Didn't they have it at that wild turkey dinner that we went to?
Gosh, I don't remember. Maybe
New Orleans?
with
For-
Eddie Russell.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't remember though.
possibly the second time.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I have very often. So
Right. Right. It's kind of fun breaking through the top layer too.
Mhm.
That's always great.
Yeah. 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 There you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with Matt. Matt, what do you got there, man?
I have a Neely pick 8-year air.
Okay. That's nice. Wow. That's a 3.75, and it sounded like a 1.75. That was bold.
Good one.
He's got the lead. Jeff, you look ready. What do you got?
I've got some Bookers. This is 2503 Jerry's batch.
Okay. Also really good. Not quite to the level that Matt hit there, though. So I'm going to say Matt still has the lead. Becca's next. She's ready to go.
I've got some Hidden Barn here. I've got batch 5,
Okay.
double gold winner.
No, not a lot going on there at all. Matt still has the lead. Justine's next. Justine, what do you got?
I have a distillery pick from Neely's. This is bourbon and steel. And it's probably not going to have a very loud cork.
Actually, that was really good. I'm going to say Matt still has it. His was a little bit more explosive, but that was a solid second place. I've got a 1792 foolproof pick. This is a pick from Jeremy's group in Louisville. Not a lot of life left here. I'm not expecting much. Let's see what we got, though. I'm going to try. No, nothing there. That was actually pretty bad. So Matt wins it. Congratulations to him. Cheers, Matt.
Cheers, Matt.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Steve and Becca show. We'll do that in just a few, which we used to do, by the way. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Lenny Eckstein, and to set the record straight, I am a vegan, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about me and Steve.
Yes, we are. So Becca and I have this kind of intertwined life where it involved big changes. I don't know that there's two other people on the network that have had bigger changes since starting the ABV network than Becca and I. Really, really huge things have happened in her life. I mean, like I said, finding the man of her dreams in Royce Neely, getting married, and all the things that lead up to that, meeting him for the first time, getting engaged, getting married, and then, living the married life, building a house. I mean, these are all huge monumental moments that have happened since she's been part of the ABV network. And then, me, again, a guy who was doing a part-time thing and then, gets let go from his corporate job and then decides he's going to try his way into the bourbon world and stays in the bourbon world and then opens a store. And so we have this very complex thing where we've really integrated ourselves wholly into bourbon, where we are now both in the bourbon industry, kind of doing some things that are the same, like podcasting together like this, but doing some different things as well. And it's just been a crazy, wild ride to get to this point. And again, we're very good friends. I mean, I stay at the Neelys quite a bit. When Royce and Becca come down here to St. Louis, they stay at my house. And so it's a great friendship, right, Becca? I mean, did I say anything wrong there?
Nope, you were all right.
Okay.
You know what actually kind of pissed me off? Not from you.
Okay, thank God.
Clarify that.
Oh, no.
So you had made a YouTube post about the two of us once, and I'd read the comments in it. There were some guys like, "Oh, so you just met a hot chick and she worked for you now? Okay, got it."
Right.
And I was like, no. And I not that you did a bad job, but I think that you did not touch on as much of our friendship as you could have, I guess.
Right.
And so I could see where that guy was coming from with it.
Right.
Because I could understand why he said it, but at the same time I was like, fucking douchebag.
Right. It's never been like
Because
that.
it's not
It
it wasn't just like oh, you DM'd a hot chick, okay. And I'm like,
right.
no, that was not it at all.
No,
Like-
it really wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. You did whiskey stuff. I would hashtag whiskey on things all the time, and so we did
Right.
follow each other, and we comment on each other's posts and stuff
Right.
like that.
But it's not like we were sliding into each other's DMs,
No,
or I
we
was
were
never
just-
doing anything like that.
That's
And,
just
yeah,
back during that time. That's just what you would do.
Right.
Especially during that time. That's why you hashtag stuff, so you can find people with similar interests as you.
Right.
And you click on hashtags, and you'd find other people who are doing the same things that you're doing.
Right.
And so that kind of pissed me off, that guy's comment. So I was like, no, that's
Yeah,
never.
in their
that's
mind,
never
they can
been
turn it into that, but that's not.
Yeah,
how
if you
it
want
was.
to if you want to make it
Creepier,
weird almost that,
yeah.
it just makes it weird, and it's never been that at all.
Right.
It's always just been funny. I just laugh at your shit. You'd laugh at the stuff that I'd post,
Right.
and then you would comment on that stupid video that I had posted, and that's where it all really
And again,
kicked
to go back to that guy's comment, I wasn't doing that to get it with you in any way, other than
No.
saying I liked that video. I thought it was funny. That's all
yeah,
I was doing.
because it was a ridiculous video.
Right. And then you sent me the whole clip of the whole thing, and then I
Yeah.
got to see the rest
And
of it.
you're
And then I was like,
this didn't answer any of my questions.
it made it even more confusing.
Yeah, you were like, I'm more confused than I was after the 15
There's two
second
people
video.
swallowing dimes, and there's a whole thing going
Yeah,
on
the
there.
whole thing is ridiculous.
Right.
Like the whole thing was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And
So the guy's comment, or if it was a guy, I don't know if it was a guy or a gal, but there's probably more of what he was getting at in the real world than what was going on here, I think. And I'm
100%.
not trying to defend him. It's just someone will jump
And
to
so
that
I
conclusion.
got where he was coming from,
Mhm.
but it was like it's so far from like off base of like what like Steve and I would literally FaceTime like every day
Right.
for a while. We'd like FaceTime all the time. Like Steve and I would talk on the phone all the time.
Right.
And we just be like I just like call Steve when we're like fucking absolutely trash, like blackout drunk, we're
Yeah.
day drinking, like, and just calling one of my buddies. And I had numerous friends like that too. Like we just like FaceTime different friends. And
And
I
to this
like
day, we still talk.
yeah.
You know, and you know, Royce is out of town, and she called me the other day, and we talked for I don't know, maybe an hour. We talked
Yeah,
quite a long
we were
time.
just on the phone,
That's not
just-
that unusual. We're just
Yeah.
friends.
And like that's how it always goes. Whenever I call you on the phone, I like mean to call you for 2 seconds. I like look at the phone. I'm like, oh, we've been on the
Right.
phone for 45 minutes by accident.
Right.
Just like talking about like the most random shit, pretty much
Yeah.
every single time.
We'll usually call with some business, like I'm coming for a barrel pick or whatever, and then we'll get into a bunch of other stuff and talking about.
We start talking shit about things, and
Right. Yeah.
You know, so as an observer, someone from the distance, when I first started listening to this show and hearing you guys interact and then getting to know you each a little more, it's just from my perspective, 100% just true friendship. You don't even have to agree on everything. In fact, you probably disagree on more than you agree, but you respect each other enough. I've seen it. I've
we're
really
good enough friends that we can argue,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we're not friends anymore. Like it's not like
Right.
we argue and it's like, well, we're not friends now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I can see that.
yeah. And we can get into some pretty good arguments sometimes.
Sure.
We've done that before.
We've done that before. Thankfully, that's hopefully a while back.
We just had
Hopefully
to get it
doesn't-
out of our system, you know.
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta
That's
have
true.
a really good fight every once in a while.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah.
You know, and that's just how it goes. But, yeah, I mean, Steve and I have been friends for, I mean, what, like going on, it's not been 10 years quite yet, but I mean,
It's,
we've
I
probably
think
been
9
friends,
years.
like-
I think it's 9
we-
years.
I think I can look up on Instagram how long we've been friends.
Okay. There you go.
See if I can figure that out.
Okay.
Let's go take a gander real quick.
While she's looking that up real quick, Matt, you're the newest one to all this. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you come in and you start learning about, you come into the shop as a customer of the ABV Barrel Shop, and then you learn about all the other things, and then you see, you know, this guy, and then you learn about the stuff that I'm doing, and then you meet Becca, and you meet Justine and Jeff and all the other crew and stuff. I don't know. What do you think
Yeah.
about all this stuff?
I think it comes from. I think you all are genuine and authentic with each other, and I should say we at this point.
Right. You're as
and-
much in the mix as anybody right now.
Yeah, and I
And Linda, by the way. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. And I think it's always hard for someone outside the group, right? To look at the camaraderie and to look at the stuff and the way that we talk and jab at each other or
Right.
mess with each other or give each other crap. I think it's hard for somebody from the outside to understand the real relationships and the things that are going on. So,
Right.
so I can see, you know, that person from afar saying, "Oh, you're just doing it because she's pretty" or whatever it is. And so what? People are going to say what they're going to say. At the end of the day, I think, and I know, you know, just becoming friends with y'all, it's you know, it comes from an authenticity that y'all have and that we all have with each other, and so nobody can take that away.
Right.
And that's just that's how I see it, at least. And I'll just say too, you know, a lot of times it's, while there is a bunch of jabbing and stupidity and silliness that goes on, like it. At the end of the day, if somebody, I know for sure, if one of us had a challenge or an issue or something like that, the rest would step up.
Right.
Yeah, well said, Matt.
Right.
Well said.
So,
I definitely feel that way. It becomes, you know, family-like, the relationship that we all have, for sure.
yep.
I looked, and we've been friends on Instagram, which is the first place that we follow each other,
Right.
since October of 2016.
2016, yeah. So
Yeah,
there
it's
you go.
coming up
10
on
years
coming up on
is
10.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 years this year. We'll have been Instagram friends, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Steve's the entire reason I got into bourbon itself, because, like, invited me on the show. I had, like, a bottle of bourbon when he
Right.
asked me on the show, and then he put me on fucking Bourbon Millionaire, and I'm like, they're like, They're like, what's the size of Jim Beam's still? And I'm like, they're what?
You literally have no point of reference. So
I'm
you don't know
like,
if the
how
answer.
big is their still? They're like, is it A, B,
8 feet?
C, or D? And I'm like, how the fuck would I know this?
Right. And now you know all this
And
shit.
Andrew Webrink's on there, and he's like, I mean, it's pretty common knowledge to everybody. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Andrew. Like, it's common knowledge?
It's
To what? To who?
knowledge.
To fucking who?
Yeah.
He's like, it's pretty common knowledge what the size of their still. And I'm like, I don't know, like, I guess.
Especially
like,
someone
like
that new to bourbon, sure,
yeah, I'm like, I don't know, 4 foot? And they're like, wrong. It's 6 foot.
Right.
I'm like, how would I know that? And they're like, common knowledge. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that's, Steve's the whole reason I'm even in all this stuff. He's the reason I'm sitting in Key West right now, really, so.
It's crazy.
This
to
is
think
your
about it that
fault.
way.
It's your
This-
fault. There's a
it's my
hammock
fault.
out there, and there's
Yeah.
closed captioning on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah, poor Royce would have never had to deal with closed captioning if it wasn't for
Yeah.
you.
Well, there you go. That's true.
It's
true.
It's your fault, Steve.
Yeah. The friendship with Royce is, comes out of this stuff. And that's a crazy story. That's a whole nother show. But yeah, it's a crazy situation too, where again, on paper, it doesn't look like we should be buddies at all. Really. I'm too old. I'm almost the age of his parents. So his parents are only like 2 years older than me. So in reality, I mean, and I would list Royce as like, best friend level, a guy that I hung out with a lot and talked to all the time. And, does that make any sense? I get it. It doesn't make sense, but somehow it just works and you just roll with it. You're just like, hey, we're buddies and it is what it is. I'm 20 years older than him or whatever it is. And so be it. Yeah. I mean, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. So
It's been a wild ride so far, Steve.
it has, and that's what I reflect on a lot. And each has its own individual story. Again, we could do a whole story with Justine and our friendship, and how we met, and again, it's just happenstance where we end up meeting, and then become friends, and over time, become very close, become very good friends. But just weird how things work out. Jeff is one of the maybe the most unique ones in the whole thing, because he comes in through Becca. He meets Becca randomly, and then she tells him about me, and then we get to know each other. And then Jeff wanted to be on the podcast, and I kind of put him off a little bit because I always feel like, yeah, I get it, a lot of people want to be on here, but not everybody's a great fit for what we do, because you got to have a certain personality. But then I finally bring Jeff on, and it's like, oh God, this guy's hilarious. Yeah, we want him to be on all the time. Now I ask Jeff every time I'm podcasting, and can you come on? So yeah, but it's crazy thing, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I did meet Becca first, but I got put onto the ABV network through Becca, just from a weird. I've told this story too many times, but I mean, I was looking up a funeral notice, so I'm on the Minot newspaper website, and there's some event going on in Minot hosted by Miss Becca Sue from the ABV network. I'm thinking, what the heck's the ABV network? Pretty soon I'm listening and thinking, God, these people sound like people that I could be friends with.
Okay, that's wild. Yeah,
and that's how it went. It was just I had never been on the Minot newspaper website, but they had an ad running, and it's like, what the heck is this? And I was dabbling in bourbon, but I didn't know anything. I got my Basil Hayden's and I got my bottle of Blanton's for $40 and not liking it. And anyway, but
there's also, when you see that kind of stuff, there's this level of pride that I have, because Becca, as she says, comes on with one bottle and doesn't know about bourbon. And then I watch stuff like promotional things where she's on the news in Minot promoting that event and talking bourbon and production and what she does. I'm like, my God, how cool is that? How cool is that? She knows so much. And just like everybody who's on here, Matt was the guy who wasn't a bourbon fan when I first met him. And then he starts taking to it. Now he knows a lot. And like I said, he knows a lot. Justine, I would stack up our group and their knowledge versus, anybody out there. I mean, we know our stuff when it comes to whiskey.
I was at an event the other day for work, and somebody was asking me, it was like, I asked them. I said he said he was tired of talking about work, and I said, "Well, tell me about okay. What's the latest bottle of whiskey or bourbon that you got?" And he's like, "Well, it's not going to compare to the stuff you know or do." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Let's talk about it, right?" And so it was just interesting because like somehow people are looking at me as like I'm some sort of expert now, and I'm like I'm not, but like thank you, but it is because of the things that I've learned and
But you are. That's the great thing. You are a bourbon expert, and I get it. There's this feeling of, well, Steve knows more than I do, or Becca knows more than I, or Justine knows, so I'm not an expert. Hey, Becca and I get the same thing. When you talk to like Royce, we have no idea. I can't
never
begin.
feel like I know anything.
Right, and then even Royce can go and he can talk to somebody like a Jimmy Russell or something like that, and he realizes, shit, there's a lot of shit I got to learn too. I mean, there's unless you're Jimmy Russell. Everyone else has someone that knows more about bourbon than they do, other than Jimmy.
I always feel like I know absolutely.
That's how I
nothing.
feel too. People look at
When I first got on the shows. Also, just to be fair though, our earlier shows we did have a lot more bourbon focus. Like we had some
research
like
stuff.
we had a lot of like crazy stuff that we did on some of those earlier shows.
You'd have to research.
Like Steve would have this crazy stuff that we'd be doing on some of these early shows, and I would get the show notes, and I'm like,
she'd research it.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
Be doing so much stuff, and I would be getting like blacked out drunk every fucking Sunday, and then I'd be like, I got a podcast, and I'm sitting there 20 minutes, 10 minutes before the show doing research about all this shit that we're about to talk about, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna have to bullshit my way through most of this, and I'm trashed, so like I'm probably better at like, like bullshitting anyways. But I just have to like BS my way through so much stuff, and I would do so much research. I have a notebook still. I have it somewhere. That's just scribbles of notes about all the stuff that we'd be talking about, so that I would have a clue about what I needed to say.
But just so Steve and Becca, I know the show's about you, but the people that I've met through the show, including both of you, don't ever make anyone feel bad about what they do or don't know. You don't come across, you don't say,
I think that's
I know more than you.
Right.
And I get it on this show, Becca. You get to poke at people who come in and are set in their ways and things, but you're still educating. That's what this show does. That's what true bourbon stewards do. I don't know everything. I know very little compared to most of you. But I'll share what I've learned, and you try to expand people's horizons. That's really what it's about, and I've learned that from both of you. Steve, you do it great. Becky, you guys click because you got to do the same thing. You got people coming into your shop, Becca, and they're saying stuff that's just it's sometimes it's cruel, sometimes it's asinine, whatever it might be. You're not throwing 90% of them out the door. Sometimes your rants might sound like you are, but you're trying to share.
We're pretty much never like being mean to people.
No,
almost never. I mean, it is just crazy though, because like the people who just don't think that they need to learn anything. And this actually, although it was annoying for Royce, I was happy to hear this happen to him. He did an event down here in Florida with some people, and there was people at an event that he was the person there to talk to them. It was a very small private event. And they were trying to tell him stuff about whiskey. And like telling him that he was wrong about stuff. And I just like I got some joy out of that, and I was like, I'm so happy to hear that it's not just it's not just me. They just do it to anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and they were blatantly wrong about everything that they thought, which is also very funny. Like, no, bourbon's got made in Kentucky. That's where it has to be made at. He's like, no, that's not true. And so he had to go on like a whole thing with these people, and I was like, I'm happy that it's not just me.
Yeah.
But it's those fucking shows where people are just like dogging on other people. Like, that's not fun. Like, I mean, I'm talking on like Steve. I'm talking on like you guys in a different sense, but like it's not because like I think that you don't know enough about bourbon.
Right.
Like, dogging on you because of your personality is one thing, but dogging on you because you don't know enough is a whole nother. Like,
that's different.
That's rude to be like, why don't you know as much as me? Right. But me being like, what Darren's like won't fucking taste something, and so he says it's
Yeah.
gross. Like that's a different thing. Like
He,
Darren, you're fucking,
he's never tasted a Bloody Mary, but he'll tell you how
like
disgusting.
Darren,
He
you're
doesn't-
fucking
he knows he
stupid.
doesn't
They're
like it.
disgusting.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up, Darren. Like don't say it's disgusting if you never fucking tasted it. That's different. If Darren's like, I don't know the size of the still at Jim Beam, I'm not gonna be like, wow, idiot, you don't know? How would
But
you not know that?
on the flip side, I was there at the shop today, and Darren corrected me about a tiger. So that's all good.
Steve, how about Steve when Bruzel came in, and he's saying, I'm not a big single malt guy.
Right.
And but he tried it because he wouldn't have if you wouldn't have just talked to him and talked to him man to man, person to person, human to human. It wasn't about whose knows more. He said, how about this? Anyway, those are just neat examples, and you guys click. Yeah, on this show, you can play the protagonist, the antagonist, whichever you want to be, but this show is just a tiny glimpse into the relationship of Steve and Becca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's been great. So Becca clearly very important in my life for sure, and it's been fun getting to know her and seeing her evolve as a bourbon person, but seeing her as a person too, just as a friend. So yeah, it's a really cool thing, and I'm glad we get to spend the time we do together. So I'll when I go up to visit, now they got the place in Key West, I like going down there, and so yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I don't podcast every fucking Sunday because I'm somehow obligated to do it.
Right.
I do it because I enjoy my friends on here.
There you go.
It's not some sort of taxing thing that I have to do, and I'm like, well, I gotta do it. Like I do it because I enjoy everyone on the show, including Steve. Although it seems like maybe I don't have time.
Steve,
that's part of the fun of this. Is yeah.
Steve, in your wildest dreams, would you ever have imagined you'd be best friends with a oil field or military mechanic from North Dakota?
No, you can't anticipate any of that kind of stuff. It just happens,
And then and then it's a female to boot, that had that background.
I didn't think I'd be a friend. I didn't think I'd be, besties with corporate Steve. So
right. So yeah,
but
somehow, some way it happened. Yeah. So
corporate Steve, by his own admission, was a douche.
Yes, he was for sure.
Corporate
Steve was not a happy person, not happy with his life, and just kind of wandering aimlessly. So it's been nice to be able to get the focus and do this, and then get a whole basically network of people. It's not just the ABV network isn't just the fact that we do media stuff. It's also the network of people that are involved, and I think it's really cool.
As a corporate guy, I hate that term networking, but isn't life just about the people you meet? And
it really is.
It really is, and I haven't done a great job but I've certainly made friends where I've wanted to, and I don't want to call it mutual gains, but holy cow, what a bunch of great people.
I play poker to network, and truly to network with people in the industry. And I, how do you get Jim Gaffigan to come in your store? It wasn't because we're the greatest whiskey store in the world. It wasn't because we're the biggest whiskey store, anything like that. It was because I play cards with the right person. I play cards with Stu, who was in business with him, and we worked together. So yeah, this is crazy, right? Who would think I was going to?
Sure is crazy, Steve.
I wasn't anticipating going down that path.
You definitely were not anticipating it, Steve.
Oh no!
I about railroaded myself, but
Becca's reaction that nobody can see here. I thought Royce was doing the naked dance in front of her right now.
No, it's about all that went down, and you got to really an inner circle person to understand how great that moment was.
Got to know the backstory.
You barely have to be in the inner circle, frankly. You just have to listen to shows.
Well,
those are old shows.
Those are gone.
He's just not funny.
Shut up, Jeff.
It was erased from history. Now
it's wait.
Erased from history.
I was flashing back to I don't know what it was.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Jeff drinks a lot, so he'll never know what's going to happen.
Hey, yeah. What the hell do I know?
Jeff's drunk. He's blacked out.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's the last time I can drink for a couple of weeks. So what the heck?
Yeah.
That's true. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Matt, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Find me on LinkedIn at Matt Modica.
All right, Jeff, where can people find you?
Find me perusing the funeral notices in the Minot paper and on Facebook, Instagram, and the Cigar Dojo. Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
Fair enough, Jeff. Be sure to reach out when you can podcast again. We're looking forward to having you back. He's going to be taking a few weeks off.
I'll be listening every day.
Shows without drinking.
Yeah, he can, but not him. Not him.
Well, yeah, if you're really short, give me a call. I can always pop the cork on a Diet Coke.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Justine, how about you?
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
Miss Becca Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Becca Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. All of our content is out there. Also, come by and see me at the ABV Barrel Shop. Love to talk some whiskey with you, have you hang out and taste some more whiskey, and hopefully get you a couple bottles. Check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com, and also see what I got going on Bourbon Sasquatch. Becca talked about that video I did about her. I'm doing videos about a lot of folks out there, so check them out. They're fun. And people seem to like it, and the channel is steadily growing. I've got a small channel, but it wasn't that long ago. A couple of years ago, I had like 1,000 subscribers. I'm marching towards 8,000, so it's slowly but surely coming together. So yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, Bourbon
Nice number,
Sasquatch,
Steve.
Bourbon Sasquatch on YouTube for sure. Miss Becca Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.